The alternative Digitalk. Real issues, real talk.
Hi Rogers, can I ask you something?
Shoot.
What does corruption mean?
Well, summarily, corruption is abuse of public power for personal gain or for the benefit of a group to which one owes allegiance. For example, when a public office is abused by an official accepting or soliciting a bribe. By the way, private people can be corrupt too, like bribing police officers to escape fines.
Okay. So exactly how does that concern me?
Well, do you pay taxes?
I guess, yeah. What does that have to do with this?
Everything. Because those taxes you pay are supposed to facilitate services you use, like water, electricity, roads construction, medicines in hospitals, name it.
Okay, that is much bigger than I thought. But it can be stopped, right?
Well, yes it can, although it may not be as easy as it sounds. And here is the reason why. Corruption roots are grounded in our country's social, political, economic, bureaucratic traditions and policies.
So, what has kept it going this long? I mean, why don't we stop it?
Well, the main reason why it has been here for so long is because institutions are weak, either as a result of poorly defined ethical standards of public service, weak administrative and financial systems, or ineffective watchdog agencies.
What can we do to stop it?
At a national level, we must focus on strengthening the independence and effectiveness of public institutions that fight corruption. At a personal level, we must commit to never giving a bribe.
I promise I'll never give a bribe.
Well, that's a great decision you have made. Me and you now have to spread this message to all our friends. If we all do our part, corruption will be no more.
This message is brought to you by Alternative Digitalk.
Looking for a pair of shoes? Les Hub Stores has a wide range of selection for unisex footwear. We have the best quality of all brands at pocket-friendly prices, and we make deliveries countrywide. Just place your order or reach us on 0772 08 0090. You can also check up at Les Hub Stores on all our social media platforms. Les Hub, craft your own footprints.
Go to the church, though.
Tawali man, what's up?
Man, can you imagine people just dump everywhere? Someone drinks water and throws the bottle wherever.
Come on, Rogers. What else do you expect people to do with an empty bottle?
Simanya now, recorder. Did you know that plastics take at least 450 years to decompose?
What? That's a long time.
Exactly. Because plastics are made out of a lightweight and flexible material that doesn't decompose easily. And plastics everywhere in the environment cause plastic pollution.
What is plastic pollution now?
It is the accumulation of plastic waste in the environment, like bottles, polythene bags, straws. All of these contribute to plastic pollution.
I have been using them without knowing their effect.
Yeah, a lot of people have. Plastics are a danger to the ecosystem, both on land and in water.
So how can we overcome this problem? Is there something we can do?
Oh yes, we can reduce by minimizing the use of plastics, reuse by repurposing them, or recycle by collecting and processing them into new products.
Everyone wants to change the world, but no one wants to change themselves for the world.
How about we change our habits for the world?
And it starts with me and you.
This message is brought to you by Alternative Digitalk. The Alternative Digitalk. Real issues, real talk.
Welcome back from that short commercial break, ladies and gentlemen. My name again is Rogers Tuyabwe, and I am here with Mr. Ddumba Lawrence and Mulumba James, both directors of Elsa Africa, and they've given us a little bit of perspective and background on what it is they're doing, what Elsa is, what they are doing in community. Most of it is at the community level. I think it's a community-based organization, if I'm not mistaken. and they've done great stuff thus far. And the thing about partnership, especially on learning and those vulnerable communities, is that most people at that level do not really have that much hope, because there's not much access to the resources that might be available in some of the urban areas, like in the middle here, in the city. So back there, it makes so much great difference when you hold the hand of someone and try to make their lives better than what it is. So we've learned a little bit about that. And we have, when we were going the break, we said we are saving one best thing for the last. We're going to do some bit of quad ball. What is quad ball to begin with? What does quad ball? I'll begin with Mr. Mulumba. What is quad ball? Chechi, Faba, Tabimanyi, Abatani say.
Okay.
For the newcomers.
Quad ball is a sport, but quad ball is a name which, first of all, it was called Quidditch.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of something called Quidditch? Quidditch.
Mm-hmm.
But they changed the name to Quadiball. But it was Quidditch all along. It was started in 2005 in Europe there. It was started in 2005. All along it has been, they've been calling it as Quidditch, but last year they changed the name due to wrangles. As you know, those sports bodies have internal things
Issues,
there.
yes, that's true.
So they had to change the name from Quidditch to Quadiball. Here, it has been in existence for like 5 to 10 years back. We are not the pioneers. There is a man called John Sentamu. He introduced that game in Uganda. He lives at Masaka there. But the game was stagnant. John is a friend to this one. This one used to go there as a journalist to watch, but he didn't have that morale. But I don't know, abruptly, he got a morale and liked the game. He told me about the game, that there is a new game called Quadiball. You know, if at all we start, we can. And I told him, but how can I know this game? Finally, we agreed. We had to get a book, rule book. It is called a rule book.
For the game?
Yes. A rule book contains everything. How the game is played, the pitch, the players, how you coach them. So I had to learn from a book.
To read, study, in other words.
Read, study, master, and apply. I sat down, I read, and I started to apply it.
So for starters, before we go that far, you did, in your beginning in 2017, did you start with quad ball or did it become a little later?
No. It is 2 years back. We started quad ball here in Wachiso, 2021.
We started 2021.
It was COVID, whereby we thought that every student was at home, redundant, they don't have anything to do. So we thought by starting Quadiball, we can control, we can motivate them, we can counsel them, and we can give them a meaning. So we started by that time at a place called Bunamwaya, at an Anglican church. Me, personally, I'm an Anglican, so I had contact with boys from the church.
You had the connections.
Yes. So it was easy for me to mobilize them, come on the pitch, let us try a new sport. Because with youth, it is easy to try something new.
That's true.
If you want to get youth, you have to invent something new. If you cannot,
everything else is boring.
yes. It was something new. I had to convince them that this sport is good, is okay, and there are opportunities.
It's a green place.
Yes, it is a green place. So they came along. We started to train.
So you did not get any expert from someone?
No, I didn't.
To teach
I
you?
didn't. I had to read and apply. Read and apply. Learn from that.
So, okay.
It was like learning from the work.
You did learn.
That is how complicated it was.
So, first, for starters, why quad ball of all the other games? There are sports. People do reach out to do through sports in different ways. People do football, people do netball, people do basketball, people do all of that kind of stuff. Why quad ball? First of all, it wasn't common. Second, you did not know it to begin with. So why that one? Or he can help with that one. Yes.
Now, as an organization, we told you that we empower young girls and women.
Yes.
And quadriball, it is a sport which is a gender balanced, whereby you cannot start a game where
it's only one gender.
Yes,
No.
it's only one gender.
Eh.
It has to be
Two genders, both.
Is that like part of the rules?
Yes,
that
it is a
cannot
rule.
It is part of the
Gender maximum rule. That is how it is called.
yes.
Maximum gender rule. It consists 7 players as a team. If you decide 4 girls, there have to be 3 boys. If 4 boys, 3 girls. That is how it is. It is a must.
Okay.
You have to assemble 2 genders on the pitch at the same time.
And that is the reason why, as Elsa, we decided to take quadriball as our lead project. Then we started, like Mr. Mulumba said, and we invited those people, those youth, then we turned over training. And remember that period, ya COVID, abana bali bangi waka batudde, have nothing to do, nga tulina okulaba tubakungaanyiza tutya, because mu quadriball tetukola nti sport yokka. We also engage them into other things. Like I told you, tulina ebintu kati nga growing mushroom, okulunda ebintu ebyenjawulo, then n'okubeera nga abaana abasobola wamala okuzannya ne bagenda ne batunga ku byalaani.
I wanted to ask also in that line. So you use quad ball as some sort of organization, some sort of what is that called? Mobilization, yes. Does it work as a mobilization strategy for you to be able to interest them in the other projects, or there are some who can come and decide I'm only playing quad ball and that is it? Or is it that when you join quad ball, you are going to have to do 1, 2 other things? At the end of the day, you're looking at those vulnerable people.
Yeah, remember, like James said, you have to find a new thing to interest those people. And remember, those youth have a lot of challenges.
Yes.
But to invite them to come together, it is hard. So you have to find that common thing. It's all about
Bagat.
Can tumanya nti this is a sport. But remember, everyone has talent besides sport. And remember, sports here in Uganda, talent and your sente. No government katukoze tutya nti we have to interest them into other things. Kati namanya nti wennaluka eyo skill ya mutwe. Bwe ntunga ekyo kya mutwe. Kanamanya nti okay, wadde nga ngenza okuzanya quadriball, but I also have to engage into these things. Mwensobola okujja ki sente. Era ebyalaani byaffe weebiri okulunda abaana balunda bonna buli tojja buzi nti nzize kuzanya. Ate mulimu ne public speaking nti abaana abo tulina okumanya nti buli omu alina obuzibu bwe. Mulimu alina obuzibu okwogera mu bantu. Naye nga ate mulimu abali akwogera. Kati bwajja n'omanya nti tubayambye tutya mu bintu ebino ebyenjawulo. Bwe bintu buli omu n'afuna obukulembeze bwe era n'obaako ne tufuna abantu ab'enjawulo abajja ne boogerako n'abaana baffe okubeera nga basobola okubayigiriza ebintu ebyenjawulo.
Okay. So quadriball, in other words, is an entry into all of the other things.
Yes, it is an entry. It is either way. We have some who don't engage in other things. They come from a well of families.
They
We have those. But as I said, we come from communities whereby most people are vulnerable. So it is not easy to have a team that all of them are well off. So we decided, not by force, we thought by gathering them and using a sport, it becomes easy, leave all along sport, to sit them down and agree. Because some of the boys we have are not even boys. Some
They're
of them
not.
at universities, some of them at secondary, and we have a junior team. So in this financial crisis, whereby people have to work as a team to empower themselves, it makes sense. And we always encourage them that if we work as a team, we can lobby money, we can sensitize you on different things, we can have volunteers who can help us in different perspectives, we can look for jobs, because one of my boys is good in software engineering. Yes. The captain is pursuing software engineering. He's studying that in his last semester now. So by getting together and using that sport, it becomes easy to know each other more. We even recently started a saving group as players and administrators, so that they can borrow money and pursue their dreams or start different things. So Quadrible is not only a sport, but we use Quadrible to build family. That is where I focus on mainly. How can we use this sport to move from sport to a stable life? Because this sport, first of all, was new, as you said. Why did we choose Quadrible? Me personally, I think it is easy to play because I know you're interested. We use legs, hands, and the head.
That's what I don't understand.
Yes, you can kick, you can throw, and you can use a head. So it is easy. It requires everybody to come. Specifically, it is not like you need to be talented like Messi or like Cristiano Ronaldo. Specifically, you have to master how to pass. No. If you cannot use legs, you can use hands. And you can use both. If you want to use legs, you can use. Though when you decide to use legs, we kick once.
In the whole
like
time?
Pansy. If you want to pass, just one touch like this, you don't kick twice.
So primarily the game is for the hands, mostly.
Yes.
So, but should it come to the leg, you can only
you can
kick
also
once.
kick.
Okay.
And you use it like passing. Over you want to pass to the opponent, you cannot bend, you can kick.
First of all, the interesting thing is two. One is that it's, I think it's, if I'm not mistaken, of course I'll be corrected, I may not be exactly right, but I've not seen any other game where you use both the hand and legs.
True.
It's as far as my experience is carrying me, it's the only game now that I have seen that uses both legs. Two, that has both gender. Most of the places they will say that because probably ladies cannot manage the pressure that the men can handle, usually they have, even if it's the same sport, they have a particular team for ladies, they have a particular team for men. Like there's football, there's school, there are teams for women, there are teams for men. Even netball, basketball, everywhere, there's like both times, but it's rare that you find them mixed. So this one mixes both. I do not know how that works. I think I need to read more about it. So you want to sort of highlight for someone, one might be interested in the game itself, like I am. How does it work? What are the considerations? Should I do defense? Is there like defense? Is like the midfielder, like striker?
Okay.
Can I be a goalkeeper?
Okay. The reason why even this sport is good, first of all, they wanted to empower women. And they wanted women to believe that you can be on the same pitch and compete with a man. That a man is not superior at all.
It was an equality.
We're on the same level, yes. We're on the same level. So whether it's strong, whether it's what, for you, you can use your technique as a woman to move on and go forward. As I said, the team consists of 7 players, and I'm going to name them. We have a goalkeeper.
Ah, there's a goalkeeper. That's familiar.
We have beaters. Beaters are 2.
What do they do?
Beaters, their roles are to defend. They defend using a ball. A ball called braja.
I thought in the game we already have a ball.
No. Beaters hold a braj. A braj is used to defend.
Wait. I need to understand
That is why I'm going slow.
So there's a braj is what? There's a stick. First of
No,
all, they have
braj
sticks.
is a ball we use.
Okay. Wait, so the common ball is called what?
Braj.
The one that everyone plays.
No. This sport has different rules from other sports. A braj is only used by beaters, only.
Those in the defense.
Yes, beaters from this side and the other side. A quaffle is used to score.
Quaffle is a different ball.
Yes.
So you cannot
a
take.
quaffle is a different ball.
So you cannot take the one for the beaters and then score.
Yes. We have balls for beaters, we have balls for the strikers. Let me use that, strikers, which we call chasers here. Chasers only interfere with quaffle. Period. You don't interfere with a braj. A braj is used to knock out a chaser.
What is knockout? Is what? Like
knocking out is like hitting you with a braj. When I hit you with a braj, you leave quaffle there. You go back to your hoop, then you come back. When I hit you with a braj.
Hit me? I thought we are playing them.
No. I use this ball, braj, to defend. Defend, I hit it on your body. So you leave quaffle there. You go back. So I stop you from scoring.
Wait. So we have chasers. Chasers are the strikers.
Yes, are the strikers.
Now, the chasers
they are the only ones
who
which are allowed to score.
So
they use quaffle.
Their ball is quaffle. Okay.
Yes.
Beaters,
they use braj. Brajas are used to defend. And they are not of the same color.
The balls.
As you see, yes, as you see there. Brajas are, they have different colors from quaffle.
But there are many games at the same time, and there are like 10 people running at the same time.
Yes, no, not 10 people. Brajas, their focus is to see that you don't take that quaffle and score in their hoops.
So how many first of all, let's come from we have a goalkeeper.
Okay.
That is established.
Goalkeeper is one.
Yeah, at least that is fair.
From each side.
So we have beaters.
Brajas. Beaters.
Beaters. How many
beaters are two.
Okay.
Each side,
so
two.
So each side is 2-2. Now that means 2 balls on each side, right?
No. The Brajas are 3.
We have
3.
First wait, again. Let me understand. Let me first understand. I want us to break down this thing.
Yes. I'm going to break
for someone
it down
who would like to be interested in this thing, or would like to support it because it is interesting. And of course, now the opportunity that it is changing lives, so it's a thing. That's why I want us to sort of go a little bit into its detail. So we have beaters who are 2. First of all, we have two teams.
Yes,
right?
2 teams.
And each team is comprised of 7 people.
Yes.
So those are 14. Now, each side has a goalkeeper, 1-1. And then from the goalkeeper, our normal is the defenders, who are the beaters in this case. There are 2 this side, and this side are 2?
Yes.
Okay.
There are 2.
And each one of them has a ball. These 2 have their balls, and the other 2 have their own.
No. The balls are 3.
For the beaters?
Yes. Each team is entitled to have one braja. Because this one braja, you have to contest for it in order to acquire it. It is not for free. By acquiring it, you have to use this side is beater to hit another side is beater to get the other second ball, so that you can have 2 brajas.
Oh, so each one is entitled to 1?
To have 1.
And then they have to fight for the 3rd one?
Yes, for the 3rd one. But in order to retain it, you have to be with a good partner.
On the same team?
Yes, on the same team, so that you can retain 2. By retaining 2, it gives you a momentum. It gives you an upper hand.
Yeah, because then
to
you
be
can
scoring
beat
the other
more people
side, because you can use these 2 balls to hit the opponents and the other beater.
So when you hit the opponent, what do I do?
When you hit the opponent becomes knocked out. He has to go back and touch on the other hoops from his side.
What is the hoops now?
Hoops are the ones we score in.
Like the goals.
Yes, they are called
So they
goals.
like tied to the
There are
goal
three.
post, in other words. Like
The hoops have to be 3.
3 goals.
Yes.
We have 2 goalkeepers.
No. They have to be 3. Here, it is not only the goalkeeper to defend. Even chasers have to defend.
Chasers, they are the strikers. Right?
Yes. They are eligible to defend the other chasers from the other side. That is their role. That is why we said 3.
No, I
3
am,
hoops.
I am still lost. So we have, you're saying, we have, first of all, we have 2 goals, right?
3 goals.
But we have
Hoops.
2 teams, so what is the 3rd goal for?
This side 3, this side 3. Those are 6. Each side has 3 goals, which we call hoops.
But we have one, you said we have 1 goalkeeper.
Yes. 1 goalkeeper from this side, 1 goalkeeper from this side.
Do you keep goalkeeping 3 goals? At
Yes.
all? 1 keeping 3
Yes,
goals.
you have to communicate with those chasers to help you. Here, it is not only a goalkeeper's role to defend, even chasers are allowed to defend. Have you understood?
Yeah. I think I've tried to understand.
Even chasers
the part I
can
have-
do what a goalkeeper does.
What I am confused about is how someone is in 3 goals at once, at the same time. And then you have 2 defenders at that. Well, aside from the fact that they have 2 balls, but you have 2 defenders, and you have 3 goals and you have 1 goalkeeper. That I'm trying to find. Okay, let's go. So they are supposed to also be midfielders, I'm told.
No.
They are not midfielders.
No.
We only have beaters and chasers.
Yes, beaters and chasers and seekers.
So-
Seekers come from outside. The team of 7, 2 have to stay outside.
Like out of the
One
game.
from each side. It's called a seeker.
So what?
You'll get more confused.
Yeah, I'm confused. I am.
A team consists of 7. One goalkeeper, 2 beaters,
Beaters,
3 chasers, and 1 seeker.
1
As-
goalkeeper, yes. 2 beaters, those are 3. 3 chasers. Oh, chasers are 3.
3 chasers, 1 seeker.
Those are 7.
No.
Those are 6, then plus a 6.
Oh,
Then
yeah,
plus
there
the
are 6.
seeker.
1, 2, and then 3. 6,
The
and then the
seek-
seeker.
Yes. The seeker is entitled to chase a snitch.
So who is the snitch?
A snitch is a neutral man. Both teams have to agree on a snitch.
As a snitch plays on any side, whoever gives them the ball.
He only comes on the
The
pitch after the minutes are almost done. Then you have to run and grab something he holds. That something he holds contains 30 points.
Okay, first of all, I think we need to have some sort of demonstration for it.
Terms. If you have ever watched Harry Potter movie, that
Have
is
you ever
the
watched Harry
sport.
Potter?
I didn't watch all of it, but I watched some
you
bits of
watch
it.
The game was originated from there.
Yes.
From Harry Potter.
Yes, from Harry
So
Potter
that
movie.
movie, it is the sport. Everything which was in the movie, it is the sport we are playing.
The only difference here, we don't fly.
We don't fly. And that's the reason why we have that stick, the broomstick.
Exactly. Again, now what is the use of a broomstick? I was seeing guys are jumping with a ball and they have sticks in their legs, between their legs. What is that supposed to do? And you said that they throw with hands and legs and head. So the stick does what? Beats?
No,
what
it
does
has to be there.
It has to
For,
be
for what purpose
And
exactly?
remember, in that movie, yalinga talina mugogo nga tasobola kubuuka. Meaning, once a beater hits you with that,
Ball.
with a bludge, it means he or she has dismounted you. You have to go back.
Dismounting means you're not eligible to continue
Yes, to
what
continue.
you're doing.
So you have to start afresh.
Yes.
And that's why
You have
that
to first
sport,
speak.
kusomesa okuba ow'amazima, because you have to go back to touch on the hoop. Secondly, olina okuba omukkakkamu. Reason, singa obeera nga oli short tempered, nga muzanya mulina broomstick, mujja kwekuba.
Nze okusabula omuntu.
Yes. So that's why nti olina okuba nga muli calm, and that's why nti bwe bajja tebazanya buzanyi. You have to talk with them, n'obayigiriza different things.
I like the game, but I'm very, very confused.
No, it's not confusing.
But anyways, so for this game, you mentioned that when it came to Uganda, there was one gentleman from Masaka who introduced it here, and then it became dormant after some time. Do you you train like different teams to compete? Do you are there other teams that are just not yours that you compete with? Are there competitions? Like how do you develop this game to more than just a thing, an activity for Elsa?
So far, we have organized 2 tournaments, and we have one this year. The other teams, the teams from Munyonyo, there are 2. We had started another team, Jinja there, Bodondo of Teen Mothers, and teams from Masaka of that man, John. So we would want to enlarge this sport. But because this sport has certain restrictions and things, it has become complicated. Because you have to be with the hoops, you have to be with balls, you have to be with officials who know it to the depth. It has become a little bit complicated.
Because there are not many people who know it.
There are not very many people. There are very few people. But if at all we had the resources, at least we would have tried. And it is not easy to convince someone. Moreover, girls, when you sit down with a parent and tell a parent that, you know what, you introduce your girl, ngagamate the broomstick here. It might hurt my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
What if they knock my daughter? The game is mixed gender, boys and girls. Parents tend to become uncomfortable about it. Like, you know, what if they spoil my daughter from the same team? People have a perception here in Uganda that sports generally
is a thing for men.
Yes, is a thing for men. That is one. 2, it is a thing for undisciplined people.
For people who don't have better things to do.
Yes. Those lousy people are the ones which go for sports, which is not true. And parents tend to fear that if my daughter or my son joins this team, what are they? Who are they? What are they doing? They might spoil my daughter, or such things. But we would want to go to schools, to secondaries, to other so many communities to spread it because it is interesting. Whoever watches it picks an interest in it. Because it is fun. It is very fun.
Someone says, naturally, gods must be crazy.
No.
I'm enjoying this show, so I am very lost. No, I'm X2 of us, my friend.
So, with the quadruple, it is very interesting because even becoming an eligible player, there are some things you have to be with. There is an headband.
Headband? Like...
Headband, yes. Headband is used to identify a beater from a chaser from a seeker. Beaters put on black, as you have seen there. Chasers put on white. Seeker, yellow.
Yeah, I've seen some yellow.
So it is easy for you to differentiate that this one is a chaser, this one is a beater.
Yeah, I see white.
Yes, white chasers.
Yeah. Oh.
Black beaters.
The black. Okay, yeah, there are some with black.
Yes.
I can see some.
Black on their head.
So every one of them must have at least a headband.
Yes, everyone has to be with a headband. Everyone.
Wait. The goals are this like the netball kind of stuff.
Yes.
Oh, at first I thought.
But for them, they are of the oval shape. Like this.
Yeah. At first I thought it's like, you know how football.
No.
So that's why I was wondering, how does one person keep all the 3 goals?
The goals are of oval shape.
Hey, okay. That makes a bit of sense.
But it is more complicated, and
it is.
They are 3, and they are 2 meters apart. 2 meters. 2
so
meters,
one person
2
has
meters.
to, the goalkeeper guy has to be running across for all the 3.
He has to be communicating with the chaser so that they can defend together. He cannot defend alone. They have to work jointly.
So it's a teamwork.
Yes,
kind of
with
thing.
Quadrible, you have to learn teamwork. You have to learn patience. You have to learn emotional control.
Intelligence.
You have to be extremely passionate about it.
Otherwise, you lose it.
Because, otherwise, you lose it. The moment you lose communication,
You lose the game.
you lose the game. With the Quadrible, communication is paramount and a must. And a must. The moment you keep quiet like this, the moment you start to despise each other, you will lose whether you want or not. Each goal they score has 10 points. Can't imagine.
First of all, how long is it supposed to be? Like
30 minutes.
for the whole game? Or
Yes,
does
for
it
the
have-
whole match is 30 minutes. But the good thing here, when they score, you start immediately. It is not like football that when
you
they
have to go to
score,
the
people
center.
jubilate, they go to the center and start again.
You keep
No
going.
time to waste. When they score, start immediately.
Oh. You wanted to say something when I was speaking.
No, I was trying to continue with the question you asked. That in our effort to spread the sport, we have tried to engage different schools. And we created a team there. In secondary schools, in nursery schools, such that we can spread it. And we have been organizing competitions. And this year we have our second tournament in December, whereby the winning team is going to represent us on the European Games come next year. So we invite everyone, including you, to come on 2nd December to be part.
Make no mistake, I just look forward to starting this game. But so first of all, okay, I understand there are not as many teams yet in Uganda.
Yes.
But there are also, in that for that same reason, there seems to not be very many trainers or coaches for this particular game. Because it's not as common. It's not a thing that has got the attention, at least, if I must say. How do you sustain this coaching, you yourself? Do you have other trainers? How do you run this thing?
Actually, what we did, we have
Oba mufuna aba experts ne bajja ne babayambako.
no, our coach, Mr. Mulumba. It's so
He's a national coach.
Yeah. I will not say that, but what we do, because what we want to is to spread the sport. Firstly, we have our club called Elsa Quadrible Club, and we have Elsa Junior Team, whereby all people, all players in our senior team, right now they are coaches in
So the
other,
junior teams.
not junior teams, but in different schools.
Oh.
Because whenever we go, we don't want Mr. Mulumba to be alone in these things. So these players, once we visit a school, we say, our captain, today you are going to do ABCD. The good thing, abeera kumpi naye.
Captain abeera muzanyi,
Muzanyi, naye nga
waye sini ikigo.
buli tiimu alina okuba ne leader waayo.
Eh.
Kati ne tugamba nti nedda olw'okuba twagala okuspreadinga omuzannyo tetusobola kuba nga tulina ejjinja ttiimu y'abateen mothers e Kampala ejjeeri ate kooki yenna yalina
Nga y'omu.
Yes. Kati olw'okuba nti twagala abaana bano nabo babeere nga bali kubanga buli wolaba omukisa gukozesa. Kati olwaleero wano mu Quadrible emikisa weegiri nti tetulina aba technical team, tetulina baki, kati olwaleero gwe mukisa nti buli muntu wajja obeera okutte position yo. Kati baabaana bano abali mu tiimu zaffe zino eya senior, buli mwana bamanya nti bano ababiri bagenda kubeera bakooki mu ssomero lino, bali bakooki mu ssomero liri, bali bakooki mu ssomero liri. Kati competition ezo we zituuka nga tutuuse ku competition yaffe tumanya nti okay, James alina tiimu ye, gundi alina tiimu ye, gundi alina tiimu, so zigenda competinga. Nine tumanya nti ate tulina game yaffe ey'abaki ey'abakulu.
Ekitegeeza n'okutandika, the constituency of those players were created by you to begin with. There were not many that were existing at the time. Okay, there might be others for the John guy from Masaka that you did mention. But ezisinga mwe musinza okutraininga kugenda spreading the game across.
Yes. Because right now that is our role as Elsa.
So does this work at the level where you began? I think you mentioned that you have a church. You have a pitch, I think, at the church, and from that community, you have a team. Two teams.
2 senior and 1 junior.
Hey, all from that same community. Kati zinaendala, you partner with like schools to sort of establish a club or something like that. How do you now spread it from one place to another?
First of all, we have partnered with them.
With the schools?
Yes, with the schools. We come up with an idea, like we go to schools, we tell them about the sport. If they agree, because it is an expensive sport, this sport is expensive. Acquiring those equipment, it is very hard. Get those equipments, like the braziers, the original braziers and quaffles.
The balls.
To buy them, it is quite expensive. But we tend to tell them to use these other balls so that they can sustain the sport.
The ordinary ones.
Yes, ordinary ones. So when we go to schools, we talk to them, we partner with them, and we start. Because you cannot do it alone. Impossible. Even football, which has a lot of money, people have to partner. Now, moreover, football has funds from FIFA. So this FIFA is granted money every year, but still they need partners. So to spread this game, you go and partner with different schools, and we are looking for more. Whoever is interested, because we would not want to limit this sport to ourselves. There is tomorrow, and in order to enlarge and to make this sport bigger, you have to call upon everyone on board to come and partner with you. If they want skills, you tell them. If they want books, you tell them. If they want to explain, you do so. We have to learn not to be selfish. Because tomorrow we shall die.
Okay.
So what will our legacy be? So we have to leave legacy behind.
Speaking of that, now you have, is there like an international body for quadball?
Yes, IHOA. It is called IHOA, International Quadball Association.
So it's the one that organizes that European thing that you said that is next year.
And last month we had the World Cup.
Had a World Cup in Richmond, Virginia, America.
So in the far that you have come and the trainings you have had and the competition and all of that, have you had an interface with all these people who are the international, those associations, to make sure that you are part, that you participate in those other international games and players and qualifications?
Yes. And we are in touch with them. No, by the time we started, it was COVID. So there are no movements. But we are in touch on Zoom, on everything. And everything, even in name change, we were involved. We involved. So everything, we are in touch.
The name change from
Quidditch to Quadball.
Yes. So Pulichimu, we are in touch.
Okay.
But as you know, things are not easy. When you're dealing with a sport, like a new sport, whites tend to underestimate blacks. That is one of the challenges we still have with this sport. They think blacks cannot perform to their standards. And always, when blacks want to do something whites do, there is a conflict of interest. We would have aimed for so many opportunities like going to World Cup. But due to unscrupulous behaviors, racism from that body, we couldn't go. They are selfish. They have not given us funds. Even sensitizing people over teaching professionals, like how I told you that this game is wider than leave all along coaches. We have referees, we have supervisors, but here in Uganda we don't have.
So first of all, now about that one, if I may just ask, we have, give or take, may not be responsible, but we have a Ministry of Education and Sports. have you reached out to them to be able to sort of like register as an official sport and see how much they can support to be able to move it forward? And then it gives you a foundation to participate in most of those international games so that you're not on your own, you're not underlooked in that sense.
Okay. We have tried so. But the problem with the National Council of Sports is the same. Those people, they are very selfish. Those people in National Council of Sports are too complicated. When you go there, they frustrate you from that day one. They give you rules which are not even applicable. The process you go through to register, it is a tug of war. Because they have certain associations they would want
to be the ones to lead it.
Yes. When you bring something new, they think like the cake will not be enough. They have their particular people they would want to share cake. When they see that you're on board, they start to say, the money is not enough, the money is not enough. Moreover, the money comes from us, with the people.
You're not even asking for the money.
Yes. We're not even asking for the money. We are just asking for relevance and to be known.
For recognition,
yes, but they complicate everything. They tell you do this, go back, get a lawyer. When you reach this section, they say it is wrong, go back to step one. So it becomes very hard for you to register sport here in Uganda. And not only Kwadibo, so many people are complaining.
And they have that rule whereby they say your sport has to be split 75% of the district in Uganda.
For it to be recognized.
Yes.
But the recognition, of course, now has to come with the help that they can
but
provide.
Remember, this is a new sport, whereby we are the only one here with this sport, just a few districts. But they tell you they want that sport in 75 districts.
% of the districts in Uganda.
Which is impossible.
Yes,
because you have to be moving, you have to be going to different places, you have to, whereby it becomes very expensive.
That's true. So I have some comments here. There's a nature narrator says, young people with brilliant ideas just wish our government support such initiatives than thieves in stealing and misappropriating the resources. There's another person who says, I see players in this game with stick. How safe is it exactly? No, that's exactly what you said some parents have. Is it safe to play without necessarily harming others?
Yes, it is.
What I have not understood the use of the stick. Like, what does it do? You don't beat the ball with it.
You don't.
You don't beat another person. What does it do?
Let me tell you.
Aside from just mimicking the broomstick that was in Harry Potter, exactly what is the use relevance of that stick?
One of the things I know, it limits someone from overrunning.
I
will tell you that from a technical perception. Me, I'm a coach, I can know. If you have that stick, it is very hard for you to run and feel comfortable like you don't have. It is very hard. So it limits you from even over moving, over running. And even this hand always has to be here. You see? If it is like there, it is very hard for you to run.
One with the ball is the one who puts the stick in their leg.
No, everyone has to be with a stick in the leg.
Some of them don't have.
Impossible.
Everyone has.
Yes.
And like even whether you have the ball or not, you have to.
Yes, it has to be here.
Except
at the moment it falls down, except the seeker outside. A seeker doesn't hold it.
The seeker, the one from each team.
Yes, okay. They don't have it.
Okay. So there's Kibado Denal, I think. I hope I've not mispronounced your name. Please forgive me. Which government are you talking about? Oh, he's quoting the other one. There's a word called will. This government has no will for Uganda, my dear, so never expects anything out of it. That is politics. Mwesije Joram Chenjuje says, the game. The game is very serious. Most of the people are lost for that matter. How you have city goals, or you have a snitch who comes at the end of the game, literally, then you have
and you chase that snitch.
So, for sure, what is the purpose of a stick in the middle of the legs? I think he has understood, he sort of explained that. I think it's for focus, to make sure that people focus on the game and not just to run around, and also to give space to everyone. This one also says, very interesting game, but seems dangerous given the fact that there are sticks, players running, ball chasers. This is too risky. I think they've explained what I use the stick is for. So
And
that-
those sticks are not harmful.
And if
They're
they are only staying in the legs for the whole duration, then I hope
Yes.
that is not. This one is saying, you are lost at enjoying the same. This one said, I'm enjoying the games, but I'm very lost. Have you people been helped by National Council of Sports in the country? In
No.
other words, has the government been of help in the pursuit of promoting the game in the country? I think that also you try to enter.
No, they have not helped us at all. No, totally.
So,
They have just frustrated us.
So let me ask him also. For you have issues. The National Council has not been forthcoming with this whole game and establishing it here, but he also wants to participate the other side. Is it not a requirement that if you must participate, the government should have recognized you or the National Council of Sports or that or
Yeah,
that?
sometimes, but once you acquire like a visa, you find a way how you can access the visa, it is fine. Because even we were invited, like I told you last month, we were supposed to participate in the World Cup, only that we had no funds.
You didn't have resources.
Yes, we had no resources. And that's the reason why we didn't participate. But we hope next year, the team which is going to win in this coming tournament will represent Uganda next year in the European Games.
So have you had anyone who's expressed support for in case that those teams?
No one. So we are trying to use our resources as Elsa Africa. Yes.
Okay.
Because we
So-
love the sport and we want to help these young people through sport.
Yes, true.
Yes.
So just one of my last questions. How you did mention that you have your own clubs, not the I think game clubs. Do you have like association or something? And how does one become a part of it? Or how does one join one of your clubs? How does one participate? Should they want to learn? For example, if someone lives in a community that's not where you are situated, how can they be a part of you?
We are trying to create an association, but as I said, that we have few people who are interested in the game. So far, we have not managed to reach out to so many people. But what I can say, anyone who is interested is welcome. Anyone with an idea, anyone who wants to start a team, anyone who wants to get advice, anyone who wants to know more about this sport, we are willing, for free, we are willing to share our experience, our knowledge, our commitment with you. We don't limit anyone. Because there are more teams, the more opportunities, the more money. Because with numbers, it is easy for you to reach out to companies, to associations, to donors, and say that we are 100 teams, we would want this. It becomes easy for someone to get convinced that you're doing something. People rarely believe in someone who is alone.
That's true.
They think you are prioritizing your selfish ambitions. Sometimes it is not true, and sometimes it is. So we are encouraging and pleading anyone willing or anyone who wants to join to come on board. We are around anytime you want.
Okay.
You just contact us, we shall be there.
Okay. And just one last one. How do you manage to run these sports? Because it seems like an intense thing, especially given the fact that there's not very many people who are doing it. You're the ones who are literally pioneering it. How do you run these sports and tournaments and all of that? And the other community initiatives that you run, the economics, the school programs and all of that. How do you run it?
Actually, we create time for everything. We know that during school time, every Saturday and Sunday, from 3 to 6, we are training quadball. These other days, we are doing these other work.
Community reach out
Community
and
reach
initiatives.
Yes. So we plan for everything. And we know that on this day, from this time up to this time, we are going to do ABCD. From this day, and even our players know. And everyone understands that from this time up to this time, I'm going to do this thing.
Okay.
And to add on that,
And as we conclude, you can go with your concluding remarks and call out should you have any
okay,
particular
and
message.
to add on that, as an organization, there is separation of roles and opportunities. Specifically when it comes to games, sports, and agriculture, I mostly have a little knowledge about that. So I mainly focus on that.
And the games.
Yes, when it comes to other women, girls, there is another director, Daisy. So she's there. When it comes to social media, IT, other programs, it is him. So that is how we have managed to do all these things together. Lastly,
you can make a call, it's okay.
lastly, I would welcome everybody who is willing to fund, to volunteer, to sponsor, to advise, and help us in any way. Thank you.
All right. So, Mkulu Ddumba, I confuse your names. This one is Ddumba Lawrence. As we invite, please highlight on if someone wants to be a volunteer, how can they be? If one wants to support, sponsor, or do any of that stuff, how can they be? How can they help, in other words?
You firstly go to our social media page. There is that contact.
Social media, that you mean website?
On our website, all social media platforms, we are there as Elsa Africa.
Okay.
On website, it is www.elsaafrica.org. Facebook, Elsa Africa. LinkedIn, Elsa Africa. Everywhere, we are there. So go on our social media pages, call, or you can fill that form, eriko website, tujja tukola ki oba okube ku simu eyeriko. Bw'oba oyagala kukola ki, kubayako obubaka bwonna bw'osobola okukola ki, okujja oba information yonna gy'oyagala tukuyambemu oba gwe gy'oyagala okutuyambamu. Era tubeebaza mwenna. Tubasaba mujje ku tournament yaffe mutuwagire.
Tournament egenda kubeera?
Tournament egenda kubeera Bunnamwaya era olunaku lw'enkya tugenda gironkinga officially. Tugenda kugironkinga tournament yaffe mwenna tubayita mujje.
Okay. You guys are based in Wakiso or Kampala?
Bunnamwaya is in Wakiso.
No, I mean Elsa's generally.
Our office is in Namasuba.
Hey, Namasuba here.
Yes.
That is
but like we told that we have also our offices in Jinja, Budondo. We have our offices there. Even in Jinja, we have our partner there. Then in Kampala, we have also offices in Kampala.
Okay.
So, Wobera Jinja, go to Jinja office. Wobera Budondo, go to Budondo office.
If you're in the central area,
yes,
you come to Kampala. Okay.
Bobo Obuze, that's why to what the website here for you.
Nine number you also made it.
0702 28 1582.
All right. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for that insight. First of all, I want to become a beater. I think I will do better at that one.
Sure.
I want
Will
to
you
become,
manage?
I want to become a beater. I have decided I want to learn. Thank you so much for, first of all, the initiatives that you're doing in communities. I think it's some serious work that you may not see from the outside. When all of that work overwhelms, and especially if you do not have the support, you don't have so much resources, but you're counting on just the little that you have. So we do, on behalf of the people and the beneficiaries, we do appreciate what you guys are doing, and I hope that other people do come on board, and especially one of the sports, because I feel like it's a thing that can have a breakthrough, that can give a life to most of those people, especially if they are the vulnerable ones and they are vulnerable families, can give them a livelihood. So I hope that someone out there, whatever support you can afford, whether that be in resources, now see they have another national global tournament that they're going to be doing next year, and they do not have the resources yet. You can, in any way you support, whether you have the network or you have the resources, or you are part of the National Council and you just dilly-dallying here and there, could you please officialize what they are doing and give them a platform to be able to also reach out to the other people. One, for the country as one, but also for the people who are coming from those vulnerable communities who would earn livelihood from this sport and all of that. So thank you so much for coming here today. And we hope to be in touch in future should any developments happen, and we would like to be a part of that. So I hope that you do reach out time and again to whatever, in any way that we can also be of support. So thank you so much. My name is Roger Suyabwe. I want to thank the people who have helped here, Ali on the camera and the gentleman, Chisame, and then Patience in the control room, and Arnold Anthony Mkwase, and Lilian for the updates that she gave in the beginning. Thank you so much. Have yourselves a very good morning.